Hello and welcome. Today we are talking about 3 powerful ways to outsmart self-sabotage and really start thinking like a boss. So thanks for joining me today. My name is Vicki Whipking. For those of you who may not be familiar with me, I have been a holistic wellness coach for about 10 years now in private practice, one-on-one coaching, and I am just so excited to be able to share all of the, knowledge and research and practical applications of the different modalities that I've studied and been certified for. And I'm so excited to share them with you because I know that this information is, kind of overwhelming as far as wellness goes out there. You can Google just about anything, but really figuring out how to practically apply it to your life. I love doing that. So I am so happy that you can join me here today. And let's just go ahead and get started. So really what we're doing is getting into the working mechanics, the top level of how you go about your day, your lifestyle, your health and wellness plan, if you have one. Like, you have to start at this mindset level in order to really see success. Because I know a lot of us have, an idea of what our, day wants to be or our bodies want to be, but we're not quite getting there. It's like, what is stopping me? What is holding me back? What is this self-sabotage thing about? Because we all do it. We all have a way of undermining ourselves, and it can be stopped. You can take charge of your wellness, and actually you have to be the boss of your wellness, and you have to put that first before your work and your family and all of that. Because if you're suffering, the rest of your life is suffering too. You're not showing up, at your best at your job, or you're not having, the emotional patience it takes to raise your family. Like, if you are not taking great care of yourself, the rest of your life isn't happening right. It's not working for you. It's not grooving. We are going to jump in at that. I kind of think of it as like the Olympic training level. So what sets athletes apart at the Olympic level, that very, very top level, is not only do they take great care of their bodies, and they have, probably some natural ability and talent that maybe a lot of us do not have, but they work on mindset. They work on visualizing what they are doing out there on the court or the ski slopes or wherever they do their thing. And you can too. It's a crucial part. It's what sets them apart from just the guy who plays basketball. Olympic athletes, they are working it body, mind, and spirit. And so that's part of what we're going to do here today. So let's get started by just checking out of all the busyness of life. I've turned off my phone and put it on silent and put it on airplane mode and do not disturb mode, and it probably still will ring and ding. Somehow one always gets through, right? But the best thing that you can do is to be here right now for yourself in whatever thing that you're doing. And there's a lot of things in life that we're all trying to handle, but trying to handle them all at once will just make you kind of crazy. So do everyone a favor and just focus and bring your attention here and give yourself this time right now to really think about how you are approaching your day, therefore your life, because your life is made up of days. And let's see how we can get out of this crazy lady mode here, like this little gal. I should name her something. Okay, and then I also want you to stay tuned, because I'm going to show you how you can take action right now today and get a handle on this self-sabotage. And I'm going to make it really, really easy and really worth your time. Okay, so hang out. And, I've kind of made all of this into my lifestyle, of course, because I can't offer you this knowledge without having put it to the test in my own life. And what I really love, here I am doing some various things. And, for us, this is my hubby here, Andy, and we just kind of do fun things as a regular part of our life. It's not a big excursion. Most of these things are here in our backyard, more or less. Montana is a pretty big place. But what I love is we are ready for the next adventure. We just went on a hiking and hot spring trip, just the two of us, and we just jumped in our van and we're ready to go and hiked like 11 miles and sat in some awesome hot springs. I want to be ready for that. I want to be able to, by the way, this ski season, I'm 44 and I had the best ski season of my life. And it was because I worked that goal into my everyday wellness plan in the late summer and fall, and I rocked this ski season. It was fantastic. And yeah, 11 miles, let's hit it. Uphill both ways, sure. And yeah, we were tired after, but it was good, kind of tired for the most part. And we're ready to do it again for sure. So we love just being ready for life, because if someone were to ask me, hey, do you want to go horseback riding 5 miles in and stay overnight and cook out and camp out and ride back, I want to be able to say yes to that. And that has happened to me before. So when I did say yes, I was like, oh yeah. So whatever your life landscape looks like, whatever activities you love or are looking forward to, that is what really, makes taking care of yourself so important. And my wellness blueprint, that is exactly what we're doing. I have laid out all of the aspects of not just diet and exercise, but fitness, wellness, health, vitality, joy, and put them into a program that is so easy and fun to do. You can do it, obviously anywhere in any way, as long as you figure out what the right things are for you and you get your routines down. That's really all it takes. And then your life just sort of all becomes so much easier because you're energized and you feel fulfilled and you've been fueling your body right. I mean, I help you with all of that. So, but enough about that. I'm curious, what have you tried so far to, I don't know, change your life, improve your body, mind, or spirit? Like, what have you been doing? If you're like any of my clients that I've been working with for the last like 10 years or so, they've tried a lot of things that are kind of, the mainstream things like, diet shakes or protein bars, or deprivation diets where you don't eat anything, or extreme exercise classes. What else? Joining like running programs and things. Oh goodness, my little hometown here, they are so like health conscious here. I feel usually like I'm, not stepping it up enough, because people here, they don't just jog, they run, and they run uphill, and they do it 5 days a week. And I'm just like, yeah, I take walks and hikes instead of running. But whatever is going to work for you is what you should do. And so often we try the next diet thing or the next exercise thing or the next health thing, and we think that that is going to be the thing that helps us, catch up, shape up, boss up, whatever. But somehow, I don't know, it doesn't always do the trick. Maybe it works for a while. Maybe you can drop some weight or get a little bit, more endurance or something for a while. But then a lot of my clients are just like, yeah, I tried it for a while. Well, what's a while? A week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months? What does this trying look like? Are you doing it every day? Like, how are you approaching this? Are you doing it too extreme and you can't keep it up? Or are you, giving up too quickly? Are you not doing the right exercises for your body type? Are you not on the right body schedule for your body clock? What's going on? And most diet and exercise plans don't even come near approaching any of those things. And usually there are just too many things that will lead us off track and get us into those self-sabotage behaviors. So here I just put up food, you know, me love a cheeseburger. Oh yes, ma'am. And does that mean that I eat cheeseburgers all the time? No, definitely not. And certainly not like drive-through cheeseburgers. But when I have one, I enjoy it. And speaking of, just by the way, so we went on that hike and we camped out for the weekend. And so the hike was on Saturday, and we came back to the campsite and had a great night. We were very tired, but I managed to have still a really fun night, and got up the next morning and we were like, let's head to the next town, which was like an hour and a half away. We were so far in. Let's head to the next town and get cheeseburgers. And we did. And I sought out the best cheeseburger with a drive-through. It really was drive-through, but it was like this teeny tiny little restaurant that you've never heard of before. And we had this awesome burger, and I needed it so bad because we had, hiked a lot and eaten kind of camping food. So we do eat very well on camp trips, but we also eat very healthy too. And at that moment, I needed a cheeseburger. Great, fine. But every time I get hungry and I'm out and about and I catch myself with no food, I'm not going through drive-through to get a cheeseburger. I mean, I'm looking for other options. So food is just one of the things that can get in the way. There's, you name it. Online, wasting too much time online scrolling and whatever else. It can be, binge watching, obviously. Hello. What else can get in the way? Oh, well, drinking, gambling, smoking, whatever else we use. The things that are getting in the way are our self-sabotaging kind of behaviors. And I'm going to show you exactly how we get to that behavior. I'm going to show you why you are deliberately but unconsciously, hindering your progress a little bit. I'm going to make all of that clear. So if you're believing that, you just can't seem to have enough willpower or have enough motivation or have enough discipline or have enough accountability, you are so in the right place, because I really love, just making sure that you understand that you can do this. Like, this isn't specific to you. Like, there's a bigger picture going on here. And I know that you probably have, looked up some different things, or like I said before, you've tried, different diet plans or exercise programs or something. And you really want to make that change. You really want that transformation. And you have this idea that someday I'm going to be healthier, skinnier, happier, whatever, fill in the blank there. But you don't know where to begin, or when you do start one thing, you just can't seem to make that shift you out of this pattern. And so we kind of, we give up. We say, oh, well, I tried that and it didn't work. But really, we're just trying to get through day to day. It's very difficult. And I've spent the last 15 years doing this, trying to pull all the information together, all the research, and to really distill it down into building blocks of your life and approaches to those building blocks that help all of them kind of, work together to make you body, mind, and spirit a synced up, well-oiled machine that's flowing in their life and enjoying all of the everythings instead of struggling or just thinking you have to suffer through. So yes, I am so glad you're here. I really want you to be able to wake up every morning feeling ready for your life, like it's not too overwhelming, like you are actually doing the right things and you want to be doing the right things and you feel like doing the right things and you're motivated to do the right things. That is true transformation, and you can have it. I really want you not just to be proud of your physical body and get to a certain size or a certain weight. That doesn't matter exactly. That's secondary. That's a side effect. I want you to be proud of your body, mind, and spirit as one being. That's the trick. And it starts in the mind for sure. I might say it starts in the spirit, but it's a little bit, one step up that we don't quite need to go unless but by the way, in my wellness blueprint, we definitely go to that spirit kind of edge where we say, we talk about gratitude, we talk about big picture stuff, we talk about how to turn your thoughts over to the universe. It's really cool, really, really cool. So anyhow, yeah, you're not just a body, and your mind and your thoughts aren't some separate entity that's in control of you or something. And spirit isn't something that's just floating out there or in a little soul hanging out inside you. You exist as spirit, and you have a body and you have a mind, and they all should be working together. And that's what my blueprint does. So enough about that. Let's get on to maybe some mindset and blocks that you're having that lead to these self-sabotaging behaviors. Because if you're believing these things that I'm showing you here, and again, there's the picture on food, but it goes across the board to any of these things that are taking you off your wellness path. And some of you don't even know what your wellness path is yet. That's okay. But you kind of know some of the good and kind of some of the not so good. I had a client, she's like wanting to change her diet. And when I said, okay, so specifically, what was your food like last week? And she named, I don't know, a few of the things on this board here. And I'm like, but you see how that's not helping your digestive issue. And, you kind of get it intellectually, but then as you go through your day, you just forget, what's happening if you don't have a clear plan. So if you're thinking any of the following statements, you totally know that you're in the right place. Hello, yeah, that one, that down dryer, denial. It's a big one. Perfectionism. Why bother if I'm never going to get there? I can't enjoy myself until I get there. I can't wear a swimsuit until I get to that size. All or nothing. Again, this is building on the denial and the perfectionism. All or nothing, the extremes, they never work. I'm never eating that again. Yeah, right, you're not. And then also here, this one, well, who's got time, or I'm too tired, or, once I get everybody else's stuff together, then I'll get this happening for myself. Then I'll get skinny. Then I'll get healthy. Then I'll get happy. If any of this, and you can vary this in any way. These are the beliefs that we have to challenge, get real about, and change. If you can change these beliefs, your actions will change. I promise you. Because you know what? The struggle is real. Absolutely. Everybody goes through difficulties with their health and fitness. And, sometimes you can understand how you're in this downward spiral, and sometimes you can't see it until somebody else points it out to you, or, there's just no farther to go. But yeah, I've been all of these things for sure. And they build on each other. The sleep deprivation, that leads to, I really should put this in a little order here. The sleep deprivation is probably where it kind of starts. And then that leads to bad decisions as far as food goes, because when you're tired and cranky, you really don't want a salad. You want a cheeseburger. Carb addicted and sugar addicted, they go hand in hand anyway. And then once you haven't fueled your body well, then you're still tired and you don't feel like exercising. And then there's the overweight stuff. I mean, eating a cheeseburger and going to bed, that's how sumo wrestlers put on weight. They probably eat like 10 cheeseburgers, but and all of this, can be very self-destructive in this downward spiral. So let me tell you, if I can do it, so can you. I mean, yeah, sure. I'll probably always still be working on those last few. Who cares? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling active. I'm feeling energized and healthy. And yeah, waking up at 6 a.m., that's no big deal. Actually, most days we wake up at 5. And crushing my fitness goals. Yeah, the skiing, that was fantastic this year because I could do like 200 squats. Like that just made everything in my ski season that much easier. And then, yeah, regained my yoga body. You definitely can allow your body to change and regain almost all of your strength and vitality. Now, nobody's 20 years old anymore, but I'm still, feeling great at 44, and I plan on feeling great for another 40 years, I hope. So, as long as I continue to treat myself in these ways. A healthy meal plan that I crave? Absolutely. My husband and I, we love the shawarma chicken, sweet potato, quinoa, kale night. Like, that's our new favorite thing. And we have it at least once a week. I would have it twice a week. It's so good. We love, like, eating salads and fruit and smoothies and wraps and things that are full of veggies. Do we still eat mac and cheese and pizza? For sure. But it's not, we have found that balance, that sweet spot of how to create, a healthy, vital meal plan and still enjoy yourself, because extremes, aren't quite worth it. And that is what the self-sabotaging behavior will always tell you is, oh, come on, you deserve it. Or, it doesn't matter if you skip your workout, just go ahead, it's okay. Or that self-sabotage voice, it always is trying to keep you small, keep you safe. So let's bust through it. 3 powerful ways. Actually, these are 3 action steps to outsmart self-sabotage. I mean, this isn't something that you're helpless against. You can take control. So we're going to talk about how to change that mindset. And really what I said about that Olympic athlete situation, helping you reach your goals like this from a mindset perspective is so much more powerful than just saying, go run 5 miles a day. Who's going to do that? I'm going to tell you exactly why you should be taking a totally different approach to whatever diet and exercise plan or health self-improvement plan or whatever you're trying to do, why you are jumping in at the wrong end. And I'm going to show you how to just flip that around. And then the 3 steps to actually, wanting to go to the gym, to actually wanting to eat salad, to want to take really great care of yourself instead of the things that you have to do or just, white knuckling that diet plan. No, we don't want that. I'm going to show you how to get it done. And just in case, if you've been listening to what I've been saying and you're thinking, yeah, but that's not going to work for me. That never worked. I can't do diets. I've tried all of them. Or, how's that all that going to work? How am I going to, approach this body, mind, and spirit thing? Or who is this girl? What does she know? That's all okay. And no matter how much or how little you're feeling right there, that kind of goes, oh, this isn't for me. I don't know if I can do this. That is, first step, natural. And second, that's your ego trying to keep you safe, keep you small, keep you from growing. Because once you outgrow your ego, the ego is powerless and it doesn't want to be. And I could go on and on about that, but that's another topic for a different day. But the cool thing is you can transform that power, that resistance into personal growth, transformation, success. Absolutely. It's right there for you. You just have to do a little magic trick, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So stay with me. Okay, first strategy, observe your habits. Notice I didn't say change your habits. No. Here's where you need to start. Observe your habits. Most diet and exercise plans or whatever you're trying to do say, okay, now go do this. Jump right in tomorrow morning. Let's do this. Treadmill, 5 miles. The best way to make changes is to figure out what you're doing right now. Where are you starting from? No matter how, inactive or active you may be, no matter how much drive-through versus homemade healthy food you may be having, Where are you right now? And it's crucial to know this, and you don't know this. You don't know this yet. I can guarantee it, because most of us have a different story going on in our head than what is actually happening in our day-to-day routines. We kind of, tell ourselves these little white lies a little bit. We kind of think things that aren't really true. We're just trying to get through to the next day. So many of my clients, when I say, okay, so how are you doing with your water intake? And they say, oh, pretty good. And I'm like, okay, well, how much water do you drink specifically? How many ounces do you drink every day? Well, I keep a glass of water by my desk. Okay, how many times are you refilling, and how much water does that glass hold? Um, that's not an answer. That's not, oh, well, I try drinking water. No, you're not trying right there. You're just telling yourself that you are. So if you're not, getting honest about some of these factors, yeah, not counting treats and splurges. I wrote in strawberry cake because I had strawberry cake the other day. No judgment. That's just part of what happened on that day. And if I'm tracking and looking, I can actually account for it instead of, oh, there, I screwed my diet. Well, I might as well just have a hamburger at midnight. Also, denying that the poor choices you make you feel awful. Oh no, I can have this I'll be fine. That's tomorrow's problem. Also, denying that healthy choices make you feel great. A 10-minute walk, what's that going to do for me? Oh, I don't need to do that. It's fine. I can stay up late. I don't need to, go to bed early. And then also, this is the one that'll stop you in your tracks. Thinking you have to be perfect to be healthy. So when you do, get off your diet, quote diet, at some point, what do you do then? Oh, you're not perfect, so you might as well quit. No, that will absolutely stop you in your tracks. And we don't want that. We've got to change what we're believing here. We got to change the narrative in our head. And yes, you can do that. Yes, you are in control of it. You may not be in control of it right now, but everybody lies to themselves, for sure. Everyone does. I mean, it's how we get through day to day. Just about no one is on track 100% of the time, including Jillian Michaels or whoever's Twitter feed you're following or Instagram roll. Like, they're real people too. The thing that makes them different is they have accountability, they take action, they're consistent and disciplined, and they challenge themselves a little bit, but sure, do they get off track every once in a while? For sure. They'd have to. They're people. But she's got a hell of a lot more accountability and motivation than you do. And so let's change that, because you need to be that boss. When you approach something like a boss, it means I got to get this done because I have responsibilities and I need to earn that paycheck. Well, if you're approaching your health and fitness like a boss, it sounds something like, I need to, prioritize my health and wellness care. I need to get these things done, because if I don't, everyone else suffers and I don't get to feel great on vacation. No different. You have to approach it and really, really take charge of your lifestyle. It doesn't just randomly happen and then all of a sudden you're living this, yogi spa life and like loving everything. That takes some serious work. Absolutely. But the cool thing is once you get your routines in place, these routines I'm talking about with the blueprint, once you get these routines in place, that gets so much easier. And you can jump up some levels with your health and fitness. And it's really wonderful. But first, okay, here's where you get out the pen and paper. You got to write down all of your daily health and fitness habits. Everything that you need to do every day. How much water you need to drink. Let's just get a few. How much water you need to drink. Or how much anything you're drinking. Now, notice I'm not saying you should drink more or drink a certain amount. Just look at what you're doing, what you do every day. Don't change anything right away. You have to establish a baseline, a control. Be honest with yourself. Now, there's lots of great apps out there. So if you're not already tracking this, get on it. Maybe a lot of you are tracking, your steps, or maybe you're tracking your sleep or your water. It's time to pull it all together. And I really help you do this with my wellness blueprint. How much self-care you do for yourself? Absolutely. What does that look like? Self-care to me, maybe it looks like, getting pedicure, or I love that one, or taking a mineral salt bath with essential oils. Oh, I love it. It's hardly it's a therapeutic thing, but it's so wonderful. What else is self-care for me? Reading, going to bed early. Yeah. What else is self-care? Journaling. Let's see. Going for coffee with someone. That's great self-care item. Spending time in nature. Yeah. The list could go on and on, as long as you're acknowledging that you need some special care. And you have to check in with yourself physically. How am I feeling? What's achy today? What doesn't feel right? How's my digestion? Am I awake? Mental. Is my head clear, or am I buzzing with thoughts all the time, or do I know my focus for the day? Am I organized and taking charge? Emotionally, am I giving myself space to move through and process? Am I having correct integrity with my interactions and exchanges with other people? You've got to be checking in with yourself. If you don't check in, you won't know what to change. And if you're not getting enough water, if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not moving your body, if you're not fueling and nourishing your body, if you're not appreciating this magical thing of a body, mind, and spirit that you are, moving through the world in, how will your family have the best of you? How will you show up and be amazing at work? How will you be able to be there truly and authentically for your partner? I mean, this goes way beyond weight loss here. These are the non-negotiables that you have to find a way to work into your day and make it easy. Like I said, make it easy, make it fun, make it doable. So maybe that means, you take a 15-minute, journaling time at night, where you journal and you light a candle and you write down all the ways that you were good to yourself today and all the things that you were thankful for. I mean, you've got to find a way that your sleep pattern gets on your body clock. You have to know exactly where your next nutritious meal is coming from, instead of being out of your mind, crazy hungry, and doing crappy drive-through. You've got to do these things. It's crucial. It's if it were on your work checklist, you'd get it done. Okay. Next strategy: eliminate your triggers. So what's a trigger? A trigger is something that we perceive as an external stimulus or situation that provokes us to want to compensate with a self-sabotaging behavior. Does that make sense? I'm gonna show you some examples of this. An external stimulus that makes us react in a way that is self-sabotaging. And you're like, what? I don't do that. Yeah, you do. We all do it. We all do it. So yeah, motivation and willpower. Here's the hot dog picture again, but it's like, if you don't have enough motivation to take great care of yourself, your willpower is non-existent. These aren't things that either you have or you don't have, or that they magically appear and fill up for you. You have to create your own motivation and willpower. You are in control of how much of it you have. And you have to put the effort into creating the motivation and the willpower so that you can draw from it. Because motivation, you can't count on that. to just be there when you need it. No, the self-sabotage will be like motivation, haha, cut your head off. And willpower, that you only have a finite amount of willpower to even really begin with every day. And it fades quickly by like noon, 3 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You're out of willpower. You've made too many decisions throughout the day. You've fatigued your energy, your mind energy, your body energy, and you just want mac and cheese. It will fail you all the time. But you are in control of this. You can create motivation. You can fill up your willpower reserves for sure. Okay. So what do I mean by triggers? Like, where should you start looking for these triggers? Triggers happen at different times of the day, for sure. So like, maybe there's the 9 a.m. latte that you need to have along with the donut. Certain places, maybe every time you go to a certain, part of town, you have to go get that really great, cheeseburger or something. These seem, kind of innocuous, but you've got to recognize where some of this stuff is happening. And I can guarantee you that these triggers build up on each other. Certain time of day plus a certain place, bam. Or if you have to deal with certain people, sometimes certain people, we automatically go into some kind of, trigger response. And it could be, not just people that are, negative around us or we feel are negative, but it could be, every time I hang out with my best friend, we always go and, do something where I'm wrecking my diet. Uncomfortable situations. This one is big. We're always thinking that we need to compensate for, well, I had a really tense meeting or something, so I need a drink after or something like that. Like, it's really easy to want to kind of revamp or refill what we think an uncomfortable situation took from us. Does that make sense? And yeah, moods. Hello. Moods are not in control. You can control your mood. Repeat after me. You can control your mood. Just by changing clothes or taking a shower. Oh, me, taking a bath, like I said before, that completely changes my mood. Going for a walk can change your mood. So many things. You have control. And people are like, and I'm not saying that, depression or anxiety or any kind of mental illness is something that's like no big deal. But for a lot of us, the little day to day where we're like, nah, you can change it. It's because you haven't taken care of yourself in some way. I guarantee it. Okay. So what are some of these reactions to these triggers? Once we see, oh, every time I want to, here we go, crave, cave into the crave. Yeah. Blow yourself off, blow off what you know is important, what you know is healthy for you, or what would, ultimately make you feel better, but you can talk yourself out of it. That self-sabotage, feeling bad about yourself, feeling like you're not worthy of wearing a bathing suit because, you're not perfect or something. Thinking that you need an energy boost or that you need something that to alter, your present environment. That can be definitely a self-sabotaging thing, and deceiving yourself about your habits. Oh, well, I don't eat ice cream every night. Maybe you do. I don't know. Are you watching? Are you tracking? Do you know? Get honest. And we have to identify these before you can change them. Because again, those diet and exercise plans, they want you to just jump in and eliminate your food choices and down to just carrots and celery, and they want you running 5 miles a day. And you can't do this until you observe your habits and figure out what your triggers are. So if you're thinking any of these things, if these ring a bell at all, oh yeah, the at night when you feel tired and lonely, oh yeah, that's susceptible, right? What are you going to do about that? when you go to a group event or a party, and if you're not drinking or you're not eating meat or whatever, believe me, I've been there, done that in just about every social situation you can think of. And people are like, come on, have some. Oh, well, yeah. And they get all up in your business about you just taking good care of yourself. I mean, come on. How are you going to deal with that? What's your plan? So identify all of this stuff. That means you got to look at your calendar. You got to look at your daily events or weekly events. You got to look at some long-term things. Is there like a wedding or a party coming up that you're going to have to attend where, like one of my clients said, well, every 4th of July, I just like go way overboard. And I'm like, okay, so the 4th of July is coming up. What's your plan? How's this one going to go? Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to see what mood I'm in. That's setting yourself up for self-sabotage right now. You got to look ahead and identify where you think these triggers are going to be and how you usually react, because you kind of already know this stuff. You've just been ignoring it a little bit. And then, I love this. Strategy 3, create your strategies. Get a plan, get an action plan. How are you going to avoid some of this stuff? How are you going to not react to the trigger? Either by avoiding the trigger or by figuring out an alternative. Because if you're not showing up and being a boss every day in your life, like just me this morning when I got up and I'm just like, gosh, I thought I could like sleep in for an hour today and like the dishes aren't done and I didn't finish chores from yesterday. And it's like a few hours go by and I feel like I'm 10 steps behind. But if you have your routines, if you have your checklist, if you know what you're doing, you can just swoop in and figure it out. And that includes your health and fitness too. Absolutely. You just find a way to put it in there, and you can't just do it on the fly, and you can't really blow it off. If your boss told you, get your workout in, you would check that off the list because you know that there's a benefit, there's a paycheck coming from when your boss tells you to do something. Empty that wastebasket, you do it because your boss is paying you to, or whatever your job title or job descriptions are. You have to treat your body as if it's a paycheck, because believe me, if you don't invest in this, you're going to lose it. And some of you are already, kind of noticing that as we all get a little bit older here. You definitely have to stay on top of this and really take charge. So here's my little magic phrase for creating this plan. When I have to go to a tense meeting, then I will do a breathing exercise beforehand. When I go to my cousin's wedding, then I won't drink any alcohol because I know that I'll fight with Uncle so-and-so, whatever. When I, then I. You are pre-programming yourself before you even get to the situation of what you're going to do and how you're going to react. So you know these triggers are out there. So you're going to either do breathing exercise, do meditation before or after. Can you imagine meditating and then going into that work meeting? Drinking water or tea, like before you have to walk by the Cinnabon next to the accounting department. I'm going to drink water before I do that. I won't be as hungry. I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk. Yeah, after somebody, kind of pisses me off, I'm going to go for a little walk. How would you feel about that? Taking a power nap. Ooh, the elusive power nap. If you don't know how to power nap, let's change that for you, because, can you imagine getting out of like a creative meeting and then going and taking like a power nap and letting all that info kind of, filter through? Oh, it's magic. Saying a positive mantra. You can train yourself. It's not the one bullet thing where I just say, oh, think thin, but you can train yourself When you've identified your habits, identified your triggers, and are creating your strategies, a positive mantra can take you a long way. And this one, I think, is one of the biggest ones. It should almost be, like at the top of the list, reminding yourself of your purpose and your goal. So my goal is to feel really, really great on our 5-day raft trip coming up. And I need to, change a few things, amp up a few things in my workout to get to that place. And so I'm working on it. That is what will get you into the gym, out of bed, eating healthier, sleeping better. If you remind yourself of that purpose, I want to keep up with my kids at Disneyland this year, then you're maybe going to want to walk a little bit more because you walk like 1,000 miles at Disneyland. Makes hiking into the woods nothing. You can absolutely train yourself to like healthy activities, healthy foods, healthy choices. You just have to be aware and be in charge. Work at it. Oh, well, I tried that diet. How long did you try it for? How many ways did you try it? How many times did you say, oh, you know what? I'm going to give it another go? The self-sabotage comes in and says, you don't have to do that. And you're like, oh, thank God. But then I'm still unhappy. So you have to replace those negative behaviors with positive strategies. Absolutely. So I want you to take those 3 steps and get on it. Get on it. And I'm just curious, who do you know of that has that healthy lifestyle that you want? Is it like a Jillian Michaels type of fitness guru, or is it like a yoga person, or like Shiva Ray? Oh, I love her. Or is there like someone in your office who always seems to have, the protein shake and is always going off to the gym or something? Who has this lifestyle? I want you to get curious. I want you to look at them, look at what they're doing. Let them inspire you instead of feeling badly about yourself, because you do that. And that's another big thing about the self-sabotage thing. So for those of you who have never worked with me before, I really want to make you an offer. So this is for anybody who wants an introductory session with me and you've never had a session with me before. I really want you to jump on my Remove Self-Sabotage Now action plan. I'm going to put a little link here into the chat. And I'm also going to try to put this offer up, but lately it has been not wanting to publish. So I hope you can see that offer that I'm putting up here for you now. And if you can't, anyway, I've got room for 5 lucky gals over the next couple of weeks to come in and grab their completely complimentary intro session to take these steps. I'll show you your patterns. I will show you your thought processes. I will show you where you're in denial or not seeing it. And actually, it's a really fun, for those of you who have worked with me before, you know how fun our sessions can be and how real, I try to be, but also how productive we are. And I give you steps to take. I give you an action plan. So I want you, if you've never worked with me before, to jump on this offer, but you only got 24 hours to get on it. So either grab this offer on right here on the webinar, or go to, listed in the chat here, VickiWhipking.com/let's-chat. And yeah, let's absolutely take away your self-sabotage for good. All right. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's one of my pleasures to be able to share this knowledge, to create these little steps and ways of doing things and give you some of the information you need to really get after your health and fitness and wellness, because it is so important. It is so important. All right, there goes that offer. So go ahead and just click sign up right there, and that'll take you right to my schedule, and you can just grab a complimentary introductory session with me. But again, you only have 1 day to do it, and I'm only going to accept 5. And after 5, I'm going to say, I'm so sorry, but I need some time before I can take on any new work. Because really, I mean, this isn't just in this one call. I'm really going to be there for you to help you get past these self-sabotage behaviors. It's easy, it's fun, and if you're a new client, this one's on me. All right. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Please stay tuned. I do Wellness Wednesday webinars every week. And also, if you are part of my blueprint that I was talking about, we do live webinars every week on Mondays. And this little webinar right here is one of my just, I felt like doing some webinars, some extra things, and putting some more info out there for you. I have shared this on my Wednesday Wellness, but I just wanted to, I think it's so important, this one, this self-sabotage one. It's the place to begin, and it's the key to unlocking whatever diet and exercise plan that you're on. So thank you again. Rewatch the replay. It'll be available for you for several days, so you can't wait forever. It'll disappear after a little bit. And please stay in touch. Get in touch with me on social. I hang out wherever you are probably. I would love to hear from you. And especially, if you are one of my previous clients, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm always here for you. All right. I would love to see you either in my office or in my virtual office again. So until next time, be well and have a great weekend. Thanks for joining me.